ActiveCampaign cart abandonment. In this video, we're going to talk about how to create an abandoned cart automation to help recover sales. Why do we want to do this? Well, we want to make more money. And we're going to identify the people that are most interested in what we have to sell but didn't buy. Now, for this to work, we need to have a shopping cart that connects with ActiveCampaign. And in this case, we're not doing something like Shopify or WooCommerce. I'm going to use ThriveCart, and the key feature here is when somebody makes a purchase in ThriveCart, ThriveCart can update that contact record in ActiveCampaign. In particular, I want to tag them as a customer, and that's important for identifying people that are abandoning the cart or have actually become a customer. And when you're selling your online courses to a membership site, this comes in extremely handy. So let's dive right in. Before we continue, I want to mention that we have a free masterclass that goes into the details of how to create a membership site so you can start selling your online courses in an afternoon. Just go to IntegratePro.co/YT video. Now, we're going to start right from the beginning, and we're going to build this from the ground up. So to start with, I want to have an abandoned cart automation. And what I want to do is I want to trigger based on somebody visiting a particular page. So what I need to do is install the tracking script onto that page. In this case, it's the ThriveCart checkout page. Now I'm going to back up a little bit. ThriveCart does have the ability to notify an outside service like ActiveCampaign when somebody abandons a cart. However, for that to occur, the person needs to have put their email address into the email field on the shopping cart. But what about the scenario when somebody simply visits the page but does not even put their email address in? That's what we want to cover here. So to start with, we're going to go into ActiveCampaign. We're going to go to Settings. And I'm going to open this in a new tab to show you what's going on. We want to go to Tracking. And you're going to want to specify the domain. So in this case, I've already added thrivecart.com as a page that I want to install tracking on. And I've got site tracking turned on. Now I need to copy this tracking code. And I want to go into ThriveCart, and the product of interest, I need to do an edit. So I'm going to go to this one and only product I have here called Seasons. Click on Edit, go to Checkout, Tracking. And I want to take advantage of, do you want to add tracking code to your cart? Tick that box and then go ahead and paste it right here. And this is something else I was doing, so I can write that over. I'm simply going to put the ActiveCampaign tracking script into the ThriveCart checkout page. Now I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Get URL, even though I do need to make another thing happen. Now, I talk about this in the membership site about how to add people to the appropriate automations based on their behavior. And here I'm going to cheat a little bit. I've already set up a few things and then deleted them all. So now I'm going to add in just one simple rule, which is when the main product is purchased, I want to, and it doesn't look like I've got this set up for ActiveCampaign. So let me back out here from here. I want to go to My Settings. I want to go to View Integrations. I want to go to Autoresponders. And yes, I don't have that integrated. So I want to click on Integrate Now. Scroll down here. I'm going to give it the API URL and key. So this is taken care of here. Now I want to go to Developer. I want to copy the URL that's here. Back to ThriveCart, paste that in. Now I'm going to go back to ActiveCampaign, copy the key, go to ThriveCart, paste in the key, click on Authorize with ActiveCampaign, and it successfully worked. So now I can go back to where I was, which was in the product section. I'll go to the product and edit. Now I'm going to go to behavior, but you know what, just to be safe, I'm going to go to checkout, tracking. Yes, my code is still there. So now it's back to behavior. Add a rule. When the product is purchased, use ActiveCampaign, add them. And typically, if for instance in a membership site, I want to add them to an automation that does something. But for the purposes of this demonstration, I simply want to add a tag. So hopefully I have a tag, and I usually don't like to use the new tag feature. I want to use a tag that already exists. So let's see if I've got one that makes sense. No. All right, you know what? Let's go back into here, and I'm gonna go to contacts. I'm gonna make a tag right now. Actually, I'm gonna make 2 tags. And I'm just gonna make, I'm gonna make them temporary dash temp dash customer. And let me guess, that is actually the only tag I need right now. So I'm just gonna do that. Again, if I was building a full-on membership, I would be having automations built that would do the tagging inside of there versus this one-off stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead back, click add rule, add them to an existing tag. And there it is, bang, temp customer, and click save. And I'm gonna go ahead and click save and get URL. And there it is right there. So I'm gonna hold on to that one. So I've got that set up. Now I'm gonna go back to ActiveCampaign and I wanna build this automation. And the trigger is, this is the important part. I want to trigger based on a page visit. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on add a start trigger. And if you look down here, they have, ActiveCampaign has some deep integrations with shopping carts. I believe this is Shopify, WooCommerce maybe, but they do have some nice features for abandoned cart, which is definitely an important one. So if you've got that, use it. But if you're using, for instance, a standalone product like I am, it's not, you're not on the Pro plan or whatever it is, this will work for one-offs. So back up here, let's see, visits, a web page is visited. Click on continue. Now I want to go down and pick the domain I've got, ThriveCart.com, and I'm going to put seasons. And you know what? Sometimes this doesn't always work properly, but I'm going to get rid of that. And I am going to put a little wild, the star, the asterisk, the thing above the number 8. It's kind of a wild card. So in other words, if you pass in, if somebody visits from Facebook, there can be this other stuff in the query string that's appended. So I just want to accommodate that. So in theory, this is going to work. I'm going to let this run, let's see, multiple times. Yeah, probably want to do that multiple times and I really want to be smart about this. I don't want them to go in here, boom, 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 boom. I really want to get them to go in there just once. So what I'm going to do is, here's a little thing I like to do just to make sure they only get in there once, is I'm going to put an if-else statement. And I'm going to check to see if they have a tag. And this is my little safety tag. Does this tag exist? Do not disturb. Right. So, whoops, that's not quite right. What I want to do is, if they don't have that tag, let them go into this path, the yes path. And that's where we're going to do the cart abandonment. Otherwise, we're going to have them skip down here. You know what? I'm going to make them sit there for an hour. I'm going to sit there for an hour. And then I'm just going to exit the automation. So if somebody already has that tag, I want them to get out of here. I don't want them to see the abandoned cart sequence that I'm going to put them through. But if they don't have it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply that tag so that we can identify them as in there. So let's go ahead and add the do not disturb tag. And if I can spell, do not disturb. And actually the last thing I want to do is I want to remove that tag. So I just want to make sure that I do it right now. I just want to make sure that it does happen. So if they come down this path, I want to apply a tag, do not disturb, do something in here, and then remove it at the end. Now, the other thing I want to do just prior to this is, if they become a customer, I want to pull them out immediately. And that would be under goal. And let's call this customer. And if you recall, if they are a customer, guess what? They have a tag. So I'm going to go find that tag. It was bang temp customer. And I'm going to leave it as is, no changes. I'm not changing this, continue anyways. So now we're focusing in on this area. So what we've done is, if they become a customer anytime in this automation, they're going to get pulled out. They're not going to get held and sent emails or anything like that. So now we have a decision to make. We want to wait for a certain amount of time. What's a good time? I'm just going to say 30 minutes. If somebody visits our checkout page, I'm thinking they're ready to buy. If they don't buy, what the heck is going on? I don't want to wait a day. I don't want to wait a week. I want to kind of hit them when they're fresh on there. So I'm going to wait 30 minutes before I do anything. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to send them an email. So I'm going to wait 30 minutes. And in this case, I'm only going to send one email. We could follow up again and again and again. But for now, I'm just going to send one email. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and create an email. And it looks like I've already got one. I have no idea what it does, so I am just going to play it safe and create a new one. I'm going to label it E1 for email 1. I'm going to say, and this is, I usually name my emails E number dash subject line. Now, I'll be honest, don't be creepy. Please don't tell them, hey, I noticed you were there and, can I get you to buy? Well, for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and be a little bit creepy. But in general, I would suggest not saying, hey, look, you are on my checkout page and I want you to buy. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to say, can I help you? And this is another email I sent out at one time, so let's say goodbye to some of this other stuff. And let's get rid of this. And this. And I want to say something, I don't know, something smart, but basically I'm inviting them to go back to the email, to the checkout page. And I got something I'd encourage you to consider. And I'm going to personalize it by putting in their first name. And again, I wouldn't do what I'm showing you. And I'm going to say click here. Okay, would you agree? Not the best thing in the world. Now here's where I think you can get kind of fancy. We want to send them back and make it super easy for them. So when they visit this page, I want to pass in their email address. So here's what you can do. ThriveCart pass through. Good old Google's going to tell me what to do. And I know exactly where I want to go, which is here. And this page will show you some examples of what you can do to pass through the information that's available. And here's one for ActiveCampaign. So I'm going to copy this one right here. And I'm going back to here. And just for fun, I'm going to put a line break, paste that in. And now I want to get this product. Where is this product? Right here. And go back into here and replace this. Okay, you guys, this definitely makes things easier for people. So you're going to send them straight to the checkout page. You're going to pre-populate the first name, last name, and email field. So all they have to do is put in their credit card or PayPal, and they're good to go. So you've made it that much easier for them. So I'm going to go ahead and add a link right there. And if I wanted to, I could click on add an action, for instance, tag them that they've done something. But for now, I'm not going to do that, but I definitely want to make it easy for them to purchase. So we know their name, hopefully, and we have their email address for sure. We just want to pass it along. So let's go ahead and next on that one. Yeah, Yahoo. So I'm just going to leave that as is and not worry about it. Click on save and exit. So let's make sure it's doing what we think it is. So if somebody visits this particular page that's in our system, that's the key, they're in ActiveCampaign, and we've already tracked them, we have the ability to pick up their visit to this particular page, and then we check, do they have the do not disturb tag? Well, if they do, wait and leave. Don't go down this. If they don't have it, add the do not disturb, wait for 30 minutes, send this email which has a link pre-populated with their fields, and then if for some reason they buy, anytime like in this 30-minute wait, pull them out, clean up the do not disturb tag, and end. And why is this still in draft mode? Let's make sure it isn't. Oh, I see I've got something in there too that I want to get rid of. Let me go to next. And I am going to, should I worry about that? Pre-header text. Oh, I know what I've done. Yeah, I'm going to change this. Let's go ahead and change that guy. And we will not send from that. They do not like you to send from like Yahoo or Gmail. Email service providers don't look kindly to that. And I'm no longer using that, so I should be good to go. And you know what? I think I've got some hidden text there, so I'm going to go ahead and nuke that guy. Okay, there we go. Let's make sure that's going to work this time. Okay, so I passed this time. If I wanted to, I could send myself a test email. Always a good idea, especially to view it on mobile and the desktop to make sure it looks acceptable. Okay, what do we got now? All right, we've got our automation set up. We've got our ThriveCart checkout page has tracking code on it. Now what I want to do is I want to add myself to the system here so that I know that I've been tracked by ActiveCampaign. And what I'm going to do is fill out a form. And doing that will cookie my device such that ActiveCampaign recognizes me. So let me just find a form where I can add myself. See if I've already got something in there. Yeah, this one will probably work. Yeah, let me add some fields, my standard fields. Let's do, what the heck, let's add full name in there. And what do we want to have happen? It's just going to say thank you. It's putting me on a list. All right, good enough. So now I'm going to go ahead and take that link, add myself to a list, and then start abandoning the cart like mad. And 12345@gmail.com. Let's remember that email. Okay, now let's go take a look and go make sure I am in the system, and hopefully I don't have to opt in or confirm my address. Let's take a look. Am I on a list? So I'm on the family list and I've been subscribed. Perfect. Okay, now I just want to make sure, how many times do we get this to run? This is going to run multiple times. Okay, let's see if it works. I am going to visit this page right now. And you know what? Since I want to just kind of get an idea, and look at that, it's free. How could I not take that offer up? Let's look for the track CMP in here. Is it CMP? I'm hoping it's in there. Okay, I don't know if it is. You know what? Let's look at the code. I hope, because I'm looking, let's refresh this. So I'm not seeing tracking there. So let's go figure out what's going on here. So I'm going to go to settings, open new. And just to make sure, let's go to tracking. I've got ThriveCart.com in there. All website pages. That's what I want to look. 890. Let's look for 890. 890. Yeah, so that is, so it should be tracking right now. Why isn't it? Okay, let me just double check. I am pretty sure that tracking's in there. Let's go to behavior, checkout, tracking. This code is being pushed in there. So why? And I do see prism.app.a. So let's go take a look at that one more time. Yeah, there it is right there. Okay, all right, let's do this. I'm going to send an email to this person and ask them to visit this page right here. So I'm going to go ahead and send an email. And I am going to click on send. Now, hopefully I've received that email. Okay, I'm going to resend this email, and I changed my sending email address. I have a feeling Google does not like Yahoo sending an email address on my behalf. So let's try this again. How's that? And we'll see if that one goes through. So the last one, it's been 12 minutes and it still hasn't shown up. So now I'm going to go check to see if that one I just sent does show up. So let me hit refresh on this, and it should show that it was sent. So I sent it from a different account, and I'm hoping that one will go through. Okay, this one did go through. And let me go back and see if my email open was tracked. I hope it was, not that it matters. But yeah, it looks like Gmail doesn't like Yahoo. So there, it says I've opened the email. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link. And let's see if that tracking kicks in now. So now I'm going to go back here, see if it shows that I clicked that link or visited that page. Nope, does not show it right now. That's a little bit problematic. If I don't figure that out, the whole thing doesn't work. So I visited this page by clicking on this link. And yeah, that might not be tracked actually. So you know what? I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to put myself into a campaign and send this email. So here we go. One more thing to try out. So why don't we just send a campaign to myself? So yes, there's one contact there. I'm not even going to send a test email. So I want to track opens, link clicks. I'm going to go ahead and send now. And hopefully I will get that email shortly. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that nice of Gmail to open my email right off the bat, just to make sure it's safe for consumption. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. Oh, it actually went to the optional folder, which is where all those type of emails go. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and click that link, and I'm on the seasons page. And hopefully when I refresh this, I should see something over on the right-hand side that indicates I've clicked the link, and ideally, so it's not tracking my visits yet. So I'm not doing something quite right here. So this is what happens. A lot of times, it doesn't work right off the bat. You got to figure out what's going on. So I am going to go back and take a look at, let's go to settings. Just want to make sure everything is set up right. I've got ThriveCart.com. This is ThriveCart.com. You know what? Actually, this might be a problem. It says all website pages, but you know what? Let's just do this. I'm going to go www.go.com, ThriveCart.com / and then put a little star at the end. Let's see if that helps. Okay, so it erased the star. I have a feeling this might be the issue. So let me do this again. I'm going to click on this link. Now let me go look and see. So that was a few seconds ago. Let me refresh. All right, notice I now have a site visit. So what did we just learn? I did not put in the correct URL. I had to put in the subdomain first. So let's go see if I'm in the automation, and right now it does not look like I'm visited that. So did I do something wrong there? Let me just hit refresh right here. And you know what? Let's just copy that link. What the heck? Copy that link address because I did not get put into my automation. And what? Oh, there we go. Nope. Here's what we need to do. So let's go back. And actually, I just need to delete this. And web page is visited. Click on continue. And this time, Where is GoWW ThriveCart? So that's not showing up. So I'm going to back out of this here. Actually, that's what I need to do. So you didn't think you were going to get the debugging session, but we certainly do get it here. So a lot of times when you make a change and you want to update an automation, you need to back out of the automation and then make the change. So now it should show up. So when web page is visited this time, there should be the GoWW /.ThriveCart. There it is. And I'm going to do seasons. And I'm going to put an asterisk, a star there for wildcard. I'm going to run it multiple times. I haven't been in here. I think I've opened seasons up more than enough times. And it's active. So this time when I decide I'm going to click on that link, let's go check. So I'm going to refresh this. Hopefully I'm in the right automation. It'll show another page visit. So it shows the page visit and it shows I'm in the abandoned cart automation as I would expect, which seems to have taken forever. And I do not have the do not disturb tag, so I applied that. I'm going to sit here for 30 minutes. And if right now I went and bought, ThriveCart would connect to ActiveCampaign and add the temp customer tag, which would then jump me down to here. And that way I would skip that. So it's going to work as expected. I want to test that at what this email looks like because I'm interested to make sure the first, last, and email fields get populated. So I'm going to click on skip this waits action. Normally you wouldn't do this, but in this case I want to receive this email to make sure that the link works as I expected. Now notice I didn't meet this goal, right? Because I'm not a customer. And we've removed the tag, so I could come back into this. So now let's see if I have received an email yet. Nope, doesn't look like that email has been received, and let's hope it's not in spam. Nope, so let's refresh this. All right, I'm gonna pause this for a second, but I should have had an email sent to me. And I don't think it's going to show up in here, but the only thing I think it's going to show is that this automation has ended. So I accelerated this automation by skipping the 30-minute wait. That email should be in my email inbox pretty soon, but I'll come back to it. Okay, guess what? I had to go through this again because this email was in draft mode and therefore it didn't get sent out. So this time it should get sent out. And I've just finished that automation once again. So if you go back here, you'll note that I've been through this automation more than once. It says 2 times, both 100%. This is just kind of what happens when you set up automations. You want to test things out, make sure they work. In theory, it always goes smooth. But in reality, a lot of times there's things you have to do to make sure it's working properly. So now let's go see if I've got an email yet. So there it is right there. I wrote kind of a creepy email. So let's see what happens. If I click on this click here, the expectation is I'm going to go to the seasons checkout page once again. This time my first, last, and email address should be populated. And there it is. So now somebody comes back here, it's that much easier for them to purchase. They need to tick the terms and conditions box. In this case, I've given it to them for free. Normally I wouldn't, and they would complete their order. So that's how you do cart abandonment with ActiveCampaign.